He is the hard-hitting fighter from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, the former WBC heavyweight champion of the world, introducing the bronze palmer, Deontay Wilder. What's going on? All thanks for tuning in once again. It's the aftermath. Deontay Wilder returns, for good. The fight's official. The goal remains the same, one champion, one face, one name. Now, obviously we know that, he lost to Fury, which was a great fight. He put up a hell of a fight, I would say fight of the year. They got round of the year and round 4, but to me that was fight of the year. So, he's coming back after challenging the best heavyweight at the moment. Obviously, Fury has dropped the ring magazine, so it's still questionable who is the best, but at the current time when they fought, Fury was the best. He had the ring magazine. Usually the guy with the ring magazine is the best, and Fury proved time and time again that he was just different. He was just different in that sense. He could take that shot from Wilder, which everyone else couldn't. So it's good to see, Deontay coming back. And even though Fury took that punch, Wilder almost beat him twice. You got to also remember that. You can give Wilder as much, grief for his skills and all that, but considering he started at 21 years of age and he almost beat the guy that started boxing when he was 6 twice, you got to take your hat off to him, for that. 10 title defenses, highest knockout ratio, all that stuff can't be ignored here. So he is coming back. He's fighting Robert Helenius. He's looking to fight the winner of Ortiz and Ruiz. So he's going straight into the deep end straight after this fight. And this isn't an easy fight as well. This is going to be a good challenge for him, I believe, coming off a loss. But that being said, the Barclays Centre is where his most devastating knockouts are. They call him the Bronx Bomber. So, I'm expecting a devastating fashion knockout again. Like I said, Fury was the only guy that could really take his punch. And he took it twice, where he landed twice on Fury, where most guys would have stayed down. But because Fury had Sugar Hill, I think Sugar Hill was also a big influence for him in the third fight, so he could recover. The first fight, I think, was just, was the 12th round, and the adrenaline was pumping, and Fury managed to, hang in there and finish off strong. But he's the only one that could really take Wilder's power, and I don't think that Helenius can, if I'm perfectly honest. I'm expecting a devastating knockout within the first 6 rounds. I wouldn't be surprised if it ends earlier than that. Helenius did look good in his last fight, but I'm just saying, I think that Wilder will knock him out. And it's a good card too, Caleb Plant's on the undercard. So I think it is, if you talk about pay-per-view worthy, I think it is pay-per-view worthy because, you got to consider that Wilder is the excitement of the heavyweight division, and if you're going to put guys like Jake Paul and Javonte Davis is a pay-per-view, fighter every fight. We had Thurman against Barrier. So if you're going to put those guys in pay-per-view, you shouldn't even question this fight. Like I said, there's a good undercard. Deontay's got, the highest knockout ratio in boxing history. He always brings the knockouts. He's knocked down every single opponent. And Fury almost lost those 2 times. Obviously the second fight with Fury was, a very one-sided fight, but Deontay came back in the third and chapter closed. New chapter's open. He's still seeking to become, one champion, one face, one name. And it's exciting times, it's exciting times. October the 15th, I believe, is when the fight is. to my understanding. And who knows if it will be for the WBC strap. I believe that he mentioned that Fury is under investigation or something. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm not going to really mention anything that I'm unsure of. It could be anything. Fury could just be wanting to retire. It could be anything. So until I see it in writing, until I see the reports, I'm not going to speculate too much. But in terms of heavyweight boxing, in terms of excitement, this is great news for boxing. To have Wilder come back, at this time. Especially at this time, everyone's fighting each other. Parker versus Joyce, Ruiz versus Ortiz, Joshua versus Usyk. Those are all the top heavyweights, We got Herkovic fighting next tonight for IBF, for a title shot. All the top heavyweights, all the top heavyweights are at it right now. So this is the perfect time for Wilder to, come back. Put the icing on the cake, of the heavyweight division, which is going strong at the moment. We've seen some great fights in recent years, especially after the Klitschko's. We've seen some really good fights from the heavyweight division, especially the trilogy. And the man that beat Klitschko was Joshua in devastating fashion. I know Fury did too, but I'm just saying the heavyweight division is lit. Wilder's returned, the Bronze Bomber's back. And I think that, he has a good chance of becoming a two-time champion. I really do. A lot of people will say, why did he come back? Why did he return? Firstly, he came back. He was actually going to hang up the gloves again. But it was the snatch statue that was made for him. That gave him the motivation that he needed to come back. And he was saying that he was 70% of hanging up the gloves until that statue came. And people can disagree with the statue, but at the end of the day, you got to take your hat off to Wilder in terms of what he's accomplished at the age of 21, a working man, I believe he was a truck driver, decided to box for his daughter. It's an amazing story. A lot of people talk about Fury's story, which is great too, but Wilder's also got a great story. The story continues. Deontay Wilder is back October the 15th, and like I said, if you have been following the content, like I mentioned, I'm expecting Wilder to announce his fight just before the Joshua fight. Get people to talk about him, get all the public to tune in. But I believe it is going to be a sellout at the Barclays Centre. I believe that a lot of people are going to want to see him, especially the knockout. Like I said, that's what he brings. He brings the excitement with that knockout power that he has, that one-shot knockout. So I'm expecting a devastating fashion knockout. It's good to have Wilder back. It is the aftermath. Thanks for tuning in. Leave your take on it. Look forward to the comments, man. Thanks for tuning in once again. And I'll catch you all soon, man. Peace. God bless. Have a good one.